Alright guys, I know this seems like it's turning into the Springfield lathe channel, but hopefully today is a quick one. I'm not even entirely sure if I'll be able to fix what's wrong with this, but an issue I've been having with the gearbox since I got this is there's this 1, 2, 3 gear selector, which is this guy, and it only goes into the 2 position. Actually, I mean, it'll move, but it doesn't actually engage a gear. So what I wanted to do is take the cover off of it, look down in, and see if there's anything immediately obvious that's simple to fix. If there's missing teeth on a gear or something, I can't really fix that right now. I don't have a way to cut teeth in a gear. Hopefully once I get a milling machine, that's something I could fix. But right now it works. I can change speeds with these levers over here, but I don't have the full capability of this thing. And plus I just kind of want to see the condition of it, see how good that is. I don't know any service history on this thing, but you know, gotta find out somehow. So I'm gonna dive into this thing. I already cracked these bolts loose. They were suspiciously loose. I mean, they had some tension on them, but they came off, I mean, pretty easily. It just took, I forget what size they are, but none of them are rounded over, which is cool. And yeah, so I think somebody's been in here before, and yeah, so let me take this switch panel off and pop the cover off of this. Alright boys, so I've really had to have a think about this and really dig into how this thing is working. So, okay, so the way this gearbox is set up, there's these 3 levers here, but there's 2 main parts. There's an out and an in, basically 2 separate sections in the gearbox, and that's this lever. Right now it's out, and it needs to go up and in. That way it can flip over to the right, and that's how you get these different speeds here. So basically what's happening is, if you look here, you see that gap right there between that collar and this gear. Because of that, and you can see it's not fully engaging on this gear right here. So when it comes over, it presses against that gear, and what happens is over here there is some teeth on a lever that actuates back and forth. And what happens is this is supposed to be able to go back into it, but it can't engage into it because the travel is limited on this shaft because that gear is pressing up against that one. Now when the gear is over, there's actually enough space over here, and this is the main casting for it to work. So I really don't want to disassemble this box, because if I can make sure everything's out of gear, I mean, the bearings in this thing are great. I mean, they are way better than I thought they would be, and it just freewheels forever. I'd really hate to screw it up. So there's I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to explain this the best I can. I mean, everything is in surprisingly good shape. Everything seems to work. And these copper lines here are actually how everything gets oiled and lubricated. You can see the oilers going straight down into the bearings. And something else that's cool is there's a sight glass, and all that is hopefully you can see it. Yeah, see that little line right there? There's literally just an oil line running to the piece of glass and just dripping on it. So yeah, so the gears are in much better shape than I thought. There's no broken teeth. I was certain there was going to be something broken in here, and you know, it was going to be, you know, I basically couldn't fix it. So what I want to do is there's a pin that I want to take out, and I want to see if I can just adjust this arm over. Maybe I can re-drill it. So yeah, so let me try to get that pin out, and I'll get back with you. All right, so what I ended up doing, so the issue I had was this gear was not perfectly lined up. It was actually a bit off center with that gear. So I ended up taking out the roll pin from this lever, drilling and tapping a new set screw that goes into the rod, which this is a hardened rod. This was impossible to drill. But what was keeping me from doing is there's another dog on this side, and what you're supposed to be able to do is engage that, and before it was not engaging, not going in and out. So now what it's doing is letting these two gears, these two, slide back and forth between these two gears. So now, because on the speed control there's an out and in, so now I am out, which is engaged. So then I flip it over, and then this goes up, and you still kind of have to wiggle it. So that's in, and then you can go engaged, engaged. So now I got all of my gears in my lathe. There you go. This took forever. Alright guys, so hopefully this is the last saga of the gearbox operation. So I got the top back on, I got the control box back on, and right now it's set in, sorry, this is just my scribbling of when stuff is engaged and when it's not. This should be the lowest speed that this will run in. So let me go fire up a phase converter, which is, I really need to put a remote or something on this. That's up and running. Let's go slow speed. Oh wow, that's slow. Okay, let's go with the faster motor setting. Okay. Alright, cool. I don't know exactly what RPM that is. The RPMs on this I think are actually off because it's not the original motor, so I need to get one of those digital tachometers for this. But yeah, this is cool. So now I have all of the slow speeds of my gearbox, and I have every single gear. That's awesome. So yeah, so this is the first time the lathe has been actually completely operational for me, and God knows how long it was broken before. And it wasn't really broken, it was just, you know, that gear was not fully engaged. So yeah, that's awesome. Alright, yeah, how freaking slow that lead screw is moving. Yeah, so I'm gonna put some more oil in this thing, and it's gonna be it. So thanks for watching, guys, if you made it all the way through it, and yeah, see you guys.